is the meaning of our life? What is the essence of our life? What are you looking? What are you thinking? What do you want? What is your wish? Sure, everybody, each person, you have many different aspects of wish, but the purpose is only one. Everybody same. I mentioned yesterday. Looking, searching, to find achievement state, happiness, enjoyment. That is one. And then what you doesn't want to experience. Sure, you have many different aspects, but key point is everybody same. Suffering, sorrow, unpleasant feelings. We doesn't want. So there's two. You can see we want one things which is happiness, enjoyment, and we doesn't want one things which is suffering. These two. No matter I mention you are traditional or non-traditional. This is same. That point is the wish is same. So whatever something, if whenever you're doing or talking or something going there and here, key point is that is to search happiness and far away from the fear or panics or sufferings. So in this way now, actually happiness, enjoyment, would you think, is it depend to the cause and conditions or without cause and conditions? No possible without cause and conditions can not experienced automatically and causelessly the happiness, enjoyment. You can see on your experienced during the past 20 years, 40 years, what you have experienced happiness, enjoyment. If you research again, you can understand the generality why this happiness, enjoyment comes from, depend to the which cause and which conditions should be. There's some red cause and red favorable conditions completed, then you have an opportunity chance to experience the happiness. And the opposite, during the past of your previews of the past of 20 years, 30 years, you had many also obstacles, many problems. If you research why was happened this, sure, some reason and some the cause, the unfavorable cause and unfavorable conditions there happened the problem. Without a cause, without conditions, cannot be experienced the problems, the sufferings, causelessly, not possible. Because, and briefly we can say, if the happiness and the sufferings not necessarily depend to the cause conditions, then why not everybody same become happy or everybody to experience the same of suffering? Because there's no logic, no reason. Because if you have no cause, no conditions, then why not everybody same? But it's different, each person's experience, because that is the sign depend to the cause and conditions. Needed cause conditions completed of the favorable cause conditions, and then have chance, opportunity, happy, enjoy. But if missing the needed favorable cause conditions and unfortunately completed unfavorable cause conditions, and then suffering is coming. So this is very clear. Not only suffering and happiness, actually all the compounded phenomena are originated by the interdependently, or by of the dependent to the cause and conditions, or interdependent between cause and effect. All the compounded phenomena. So therefore, particularly 100% sure, happiness and suffering, the experiencing happiness and the enjoyment, the sufferings are depend to the right cause and wrong cause. So these two is clear. What do we want? Happiness. What we doesn't want? Suffering. That is clear, right? And this way, Buddha's heart is full compassion and love and wisdom, I mentioned you. So therefore, he wants to fulfill sentient beings' wish. He wants to lead towards to the purpose of sentient beings. Achievement, ultimate peace, and lead towards to the completely liberation from the fault of samsara and the suffering of samsara. That is his aim, his purpose. Since beginning, he generated the compassion, the generated bodhicitta mind until enlightenment, Buddhahood. That is his aim, his purpose, without any hesitation himself. So he knows our wish, freedom from suffering and achievement, happiness. So now, therefore, he understands the important things. These Four Noble Truths is as the causes and the conditions to achievement state of your purpose, or the sentient being's aim, the purpose, the goal. So in this way, the suffering also related between cause and effect. There's two, right? Two truth. Truth of effect, of the result of suffering, and the result of suffering, the truth of a result of suffering comes from the truth of the actual cause and conditions of suffering. This is two, cause and effect of one pair. Because the Four Noble Truth is as a two pairs. We can division into two pairs of cause and effect. One is the cause effect of samsara, or the suffering. That's one. One is cause and effect according to the of nirvana, which means the peace, happiness. That's two. So we no need more. That is enough, because our aim, achievement, want to achievement happiness and freedom from suffering. But cannot missing one of these Four Noble Truths, then because you cannot achievement maybe happiness stages, or maybe you cannot free from suffering. You're missing one of these two. Then you not enough understand completely these two pairs of the cause and effect. So that's why important to explanation these four truths, four types different truth, or Four Noble Truth. Four. Okay. So which is now, what is the four? Noble truth of suffering, noble truth of origination of suffering, noble truth of cessation of suffering and originations, or we can say noble truth of stopping of the truth of suffering and the truth of origination, and noble truth of path for achievement state of ultimate peace and for freedom from samsara. That is, we say, noble truth of path. So that's Four Noble Truths, just in briefly. So now let's talk step and step, more clear understand these Four Noble Truths. What is the relations between these two, cause and effect, and what is the relations of these four aspects of the Noble Truth? So now let's check the first part of this Four Noble Truths, okay, which is the Noble Truth of suffering. First, Buddha to explanation us, because Buddha says in the sutra, Dungar Shiparsha, Gunchong Pangarsha, Gobangondicha, Lam Gila Temperchao, in Tibetan. This means is to be recognized suffering, to be understand the object of avoid, to be achievement state of peace or cessation, and to be relying on the path of your purpose, he says. So therefore we first check now the first one. He says to be recognized suffering. He said first. Why? Because, for example, when we go in the healthy, the body check up into the doctor. Why every year you go and check up? Because we must be recognize our problems first. If you have no chance to recognize your problems, of your healthy problems, then when they completely fully repent the result of suffering, that times, of course, you can recognize, you can experience, but too late. Many doctors sometimes say, oh, you're too late to come check up, No, cannot we have no chance to treatment. We cannot treat because you have too late checkup sometimes, right? Particularly Tibetans, they're very lazy to go to the checkup, so it's too late. Others, so foreigners actually it's once a year, not very bad, However, that is, we need to recognize first our problems. That is the point, similar. So Buddha also, he understand very, very important to recognize the suffering first. So he describes and he explanation about the suffering of samsara. Introduce to us recognition the suffering of samsara, the noble truth of suffering is coming. But that is he talking truth, not he lying. He telling truth, and logically, reasonably, to introduce for us to recognize the suffering is a suffering. Like doctor, medical doctor, to introduce for us your problems, health problems, same. So in this way, the suffering, maybe you feel, okay, if suffering not like that easy recognized, have to need to follow somebody introduce, then better is forget about to understand, because then we cannot feel, that's enough. But this is not the point, Same again, go to doctor while you check up, because then better you don't go check up, but then you cannot feel in the moments, more you relaxed, After doctor recognize something happened, problem for you, then you feel uncomfortable in the moments, right? But true, sometimes people are a little bit nervous to go to check up, They coming bad news or not, But however, as it come good news or bad news, we want, we need to check up, Otherwise, it's a big problem future if too late,